Time out. Let's move on to our third inductee. Baseball has a proud history in the 808 state, and the Hall of Fame is honored to induct its fourth baseball umpire. Let's meet Roy Camello. In the 1970s, a Waipahu baseball team needed an umpire, and Roy Camello answered the call. What started as a volunteer gig for the Jackrabbits sparked a lifelong love for the game behind the plate.
He took that job as not as a job, but as a passion. He loved it. He loved to teach people how to do it, and that was I think the most exciting part of his career as an umpire, because it wasn't about him. It was about the people that he could just, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do things.
By 1978, Roy joined the OIA umpiring ranks, committed to becoming the best he could be. Roy didn't just work games, he worked to make the system better and set the standard for dress, discipline, and detail. He treated other umpires like family, and in some cases, they literally were.
We all were on the field in some capacity. He was umpire, I was an umpire, my older brother's umpire, and I think my younger brother was playing on the game. And so it's like, how did this happen, right? So the opposing coach goes, wait, you got your dad, you got your brother, and you got your, and we're all on the field. So it's like, oh, we'll call the game as we see it, okay? That's how it is. And it was because they didn't have anybody available. So my dad said, I need you guys to umpire this game.
Roy Camello believed greatness wasn't something you chased alone. It was something you built together. He united OIA and ILH umpires, led trainings at Aloha Stadium, and mentored a new generation with patience and pride. And all the while, he kept rising, earning his place on the collegiate stage. It wasn't just an achievement. It was a reflection of everything he'd given to the game and everything the game had given back.
It was a big thing, even for high school games too. I think when he had some games televised, we just tuned in on it. And it's, you're proud, right? You got somebody, a family member, especially your dad, he's going to be there. And we supported him with it too. And so that made us feel good. We were talking, I said, your dad came with a lot of integrity on the game. He always, and that's what he liked about him. It wasn't about him, it was about calling the game right. And he would teach the other umpires on the Big Island and show some of the tricks and the trades and how to see the game in that perspective. So Joey spoke very highly about him, about coming out to the games and supporting UH Hilo baseball.
In 2012, nearly 35 years after joining the OIA, Roy Camello retired from officiating in part due to his failing eyesight, and 8 years later, passed away in 2020. But he is still remembered fondly by those that knew him, including his 4 children that had a front row experience of his greatness as an umpire and a father.
What our family called him, he had a big heart, but sometimes he had to make sure that not only soft part of it, but the hardness of it. And he believed in that. Family was his first part. He taught us, he coached us, he also gave us good family values, what life is all about.
He always stood for the game, and now he stands among its greats. Congratulations to 2025 Hawaii Sports Officials Hall of Fame inductee, Roy Camello. Accepting the award for the 2025 Hawaii Sports Officials Hall of Fame inductee Roy Camello are his sons Craig, Calvin, Charles Camello, and his daughter Cheryl Felipe. Congratulations to our next inductee, Roy Camello.
Stay up here. Stay up here. Don't run away. I'm not. Okay.
Got your back.
First of all, I would like to thank and give a big mahalo to Cal Evans and the Hawaii Official Hall of Fame Committee for putting on an awesome and beautiful event, and most of all, for us to enjoy. This is truly a night that it's a once in a lifetime experience. I don't know how to begin, but Ronnie just took the show, and so hard to follow someone like that. Let me start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, family and friends, and fellow inductees of the class of 2025 Official Hall of Fame. It is our honor and a privilege to be standing here before all of you, along with my brothers and my sister, to receive such a prestigious award for our father. I know if he were here tonight, he would say 5 simple words. I am humble and blessed. Our dad had many talents that he often shared with his family and friends. His passion for sports was second in nature in our household, always teaching, coaching, and mentoring. But there was one sport that he took pride in: umpire. You may think it's not a sport, but without a referee or an umpire, the game cannot be played. Let's face it, the most important people on the field or court are the umpires and referees. They make the game enjoyable with all the right calls, but also frustrating with questionable calls. But rest assured, with replay in place, we know, and we know now, we get the right call. We all endured the most challenging times in our lives 5 years ago. And for us, we were faced with some difficult decisions. We were all locked in due to a pandemic. Most services were interrupted. The essential workplace or workforce was a must, but were challenged with difficult conditions. Churches were closed, and professional baseball was cut short for a full season. But for you Dodgers fans, they had won the World Series in front of a packed house of cardboard fans, along with 11,500 real fans. Today, they overcame a 10-game losing streak by winning the O's 5-2. Yay, Dodgers. All kidding aside, the most challenging or the most difficult challenge we endured was the misfortune of our parents contracting COVID. 3 days from today will be 5 years since our dad took his last breath here on earth. And 38 days later, our mother gave her last smiles to my siblings. My memory etched in my mind of our dad's last words to me via Zoom, seeing him face to face before he was put under the ventilator, were, "Take care of your mother. She is the rock of the family." But as we all know, they are forever together in his Father's house. Our father always thought of others before himself, took care of his family and friends, and made all who knew him comfortable to be around. He was the life of the party. In receiving this award, and on behalf of our family, I'm sure my dad will want to thank 3 important people that he is grateful for. First, Derek Uyoka, who nominated our dad for this prestigious award. It was people like him who took heart in his teachings and mentoring. Second, is our mom, Angie Camello. Yes, she was truly the rock of our family. For 60 years of their marriage, she was always there to support him and us in our activities, and she spoke wisdom to us. One of her most often repeated words of wisdom was, if it were meant to be, so let it be. One of the most significant supports she gave our dad was writing up incident reports when he would eject a player or coach. He would handwrite it or dictate it to her as she typed it out on the computer. So we know wives and spouses play a very important role, and we are most appreciated for their support. And lastly, he would like to thank God for making him who he was. As a man of faith, he knew his talents were a gift from God. When he spoke those last words to me, he knew exactly where he was going. And not a day goes by that I look at their photo that sits on a shelf in our dining room and wish they were here. On behalf of my brothers, Calvin, Charles, and my sister Cheryl, and our Ohana, we are grateful for honoring our dad, Basilio Roy Camello, as an inductee of the class of 2025 Hawaii Official Hall of Fame. Mahalo and God bless.